Single line text requires a code be typed in if you want to, for instance, underline or underscore text. You would have to type in what we call a Unicode, which if you wanted to underscore, it's percentage capital U for underline, and then you could type in your text. For instance, if you wanted to underline detail A and call attention to that, and then to end it, you type in percentage U for underscore, and that would turn it off. And you could type without having that text underscored. Okay, and there's an entire list of symbols. For instance, if you wanted to create a symbol for diameter, it would be percentage C. So I could go in with single line text, specify my start point, take the default text height, the default rotation, and then I can type in percentage C, and it's going to create a diameter symbol. Now, if you use multi-line text and you specify a text block, if I right-click, I have these options for symbols. And you can see here's the Unicode listed, but it's almost like an advanced feature that's kind of progressed as AutoCAD has improved and upgraded. So I'm going to locate an angle, and there it is. If you wanted additional symbols, you can right-click symbol and say other, and there's an entire list, and you can continue scrolling and locate the particular symbol that you're looking for. The next item talks about fields. If I right-click, I have the option to insert a field. If I wanted to insert the file name, I can use the path or file name only. If I did not uppercase it when I save the file, I can uppercase it, okay, and say okay. You will have a gray background on your fields, and in order to change that, you need to right-click Options, and I didn't have the text selected when I did that. You just simply right-click on the screen, and then you have a lot of user options such as files and display. You can make the background of your screen white if you're not pleased with working in black and this kind of thing. Black is kind of the default background. If I go and look at user preferences, there's an option for display background of fields. Okay, you can turn that off and say okay, apply, and okay, and it will remove that background from your field. If I wanted to insert a date, then I can right-click, insert field, go and select a date, and it will automatically default. And of course, you have different options or formats for your date, okay? And it will insert that. And again, you should have the option to make that all caps. And that's field insertion. And the next thing is to go in and edit your text. And if you double click on the text, you can change the information, make sure that it's highlighted, and you can come in and change your style. Okay, or you can change the height, font, etc. Okay, you also have the option to insert bullets, And when you get into this, it's pretty much like Word. Okay, and here's your symbols insert. There's diameter. And I've made my text really large. And then you can just close that out. And finally, while this is talked about in a different chapter, if you look in the Annotate tab, you have the option to create a table. And you can specify the amount of columns and the column width, your rows and the row height, and these are your headers. So you could have data or title, or which is your fields. Same thing as kind of fields. And say OK. And I didn't particularly pick anything. And the assignment is going to be (10-7), which is an interior finish schedule, which is basically a table, and you can insert these symbols, which are a type of bullet. You will also create a parts list and type of title block. And this is not necessarily a table. You can just create a title block, and there's no specified sizes. I would go in and type the text and then kind of create a title block around my needs. And then you will have a website activity, which is your student exercise 10-1. And it's just basically typing and using letter heights and rotation angles.